So we get a lot of this, a lot of rolled back, too much of this, too much of this, too much of this, this.
What is that?
What is up? It's your boy Johnny Shreve. I have BB Promos to tell like it is. Welcome back to another episode of Train With Me. Today we're going over the 3 best and worst shoulder exercises. Now the parameters are this. If I could do only 3 shoulder exercises, what would they be? Would they be the best to build muscle, activation, load exactly on the muscle, all that jazz? That's what the parameters are based on. So my 3 best, my 3 worst. Yeah, this actually kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie. This does actually suck. This doesn't feel that good at all. Look, and for most of you guys out there, don't really, work on your mobility. I know that. Like, I talk to a lot of people who really don't train and focus on the mobility. So for the most part, doing behind the neck press requires a lot of mobility. And even with good mobility, and trust me, I've been working on it for the last year and a bit, legit, focused on it. This still isn't that beneficial for my shoulder growth. There's way more other exercises you can do to help build your shoulders in a pressing fashion, like just regular shoulder press, basically. But this is not necessary. Now, if you're gonna do a, snatch grip and you're an athlete who's doing snatch grip or overheads or whatever it is, that kind of makes sense. But that's a different type of training. For you guys out there who are watching, most of you guys are here trying to build muscle the most effective and efficient way. The only way to do that is by doing optimal and effective and efficient exercises. This, not that good. Toss it out. Hey, what's up guys? A lot of you guys watch the video, not subscribe, so do your boy a favor. Do yourself a favor. Subscribe to the channel and hit the post notification button as well too, so next time I put a video, you will not miss it. You'll be the first ones to get it. And hopefully by now you like the video, so if you do, hit the like button. Back to the show. Now, this isn't that bad of an exercise, and I'm actually doing this the way you should be doing it. But again, when I'm looking at my 3 best, it's 3 exercises that most of everybody can do. Just pick up, go to the gym and get it done and have a good workout. This has a lot of different variables. We have the elbows too high thing. We have the hands too low, elbows high. We have the weird out thing. And then we just have an upright row. For the most part, this exercise becomes traps only. And again, we're looking at the 3 most efficient, effective exercises for shoulders. This one is a no-go. Cool bands. We're gonna pull up like this, and then we're gonna go like this and go like this. That's right, cool band. All I have is my word and my balls.
All I have in this world is my balls and my word.
The Cuban Press. You go like this, and then you flip it up like this, and then you press like this. And then down, back here to separate your shoulders, and down you go. Up again, wrench it up. And do a press, because this is, I saw this on, I think, Men's Health. Basically, you want to warm up your shoulders, do this. We're going to combine the rotator exercise with an upright row and then a press. Basically, you're going to take Arnold press and jack it right up.
Don't do that.
Just make it like a shoulder injury just waiting to happen. Don't do this for a warm up or as your main anything. There's other movements you can do for warming your rotators up. Well, check it out, watch this. I'm going to get on the ground like this. I'm just going to get down here. Take the same weights you're using to do some funky shit, drop it up here and just nice and controlled. Elbow on top of the knee and just driving up, stay nice and upright. That's basically what you want to do for that, right? I'm not going to turn this into a shoulder exercise. Just leave the movements for what the movements are supposed to do. Don't try to combine rotator movement PT stuff with actual hypertrophy, right? You don't want to hypertrophy your rotator cuff. You don't. So this one is a no-go for me. All right. Again, if I had 3 exercises I can give anybody, I'm talking beginner, intermediate, advanced. They just walk to the gym, a newbie just walked to the gym, or an intermediate person or advanced, whatever, walk to the gym. They can do 3 exercises to benefit their shoulders. What would it be? For me, it's gonna be Smith machine or machine press. Why? Because again, if you're a beginner, doing dumbbells or free weights probably isn't the best thing to do right away, right? Because you have to really balance both sides and there's a lot more things to worry about. Where here, and especially not everybody has a spotter all the time or a training partner. So having a machine like this or like even just like a shoulder press machine, I find to be the best bet for being able to do this safely and effectively. Now, again, approaching this and being able to do it in this machine as well, there's a lot of issues we have. I want to go over that with you. When we get in this machine, make sure this bench is close enough to this here so it literally comes really close to your chin. Otherwise, we have this issue where it's kind of like this, and everyone's guilty, 100% guarantee it. They have this big gap between the bar here and here, and stacking the joints is just not gonna happen, so they end up just pressing into the bar and doing this. So you do this like really wacky, hard, you know, front raise almost. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, basically what they're doing. Or you basically are too close, and when you're too close, just hitting you in the top of the head. So what you wanna do is you wanna move this thing close enough. It's gonna take some adjusting, but it should come really close to your face. Like I'm talking like skinning your chin. Now again, we were talking about like inclining as well. Don't have it on the 90 degree like this. Have it like the highest incline so you have like at least a little bit of an angle here so you can give yourself some room. Otherwise, it's gonna be pretty tough for you. Either way, from here, right now the weight is still too far. So if I want to stack the joints, I'd be like this, and that's not optimal at all. So I'm gonna move this thing a little bit closer, and right here, and you can see how it kind of sits on the top of my chest, right? I could probably still come a tiny bit closer, and guess what? This is what you just have to do. So if you're like, it's too much moving the thing around, it's better to just keep moving around a little bit, you know, make an adjustment, take it like 2 minutes to set yourself up, and then actually do the exercise properly. Most of the time you guys are messing up your exercise because you're not even setting up properly. Anyway, so now we're close to the bar. You can see right here, it's close to my chin, but guess what? I can stack my joints way easier here, right? From floor to core, head up, just looking straight, and then pressing up and keeping the elbows underneath the weight. So if you look, we can actually stack the joints properly. Now, a couple things too, which is great for beginners. If you're advanced and you want to make this a little harder, you can turn this into an actually seated overhead press, which is pretty cool. That's why I like this machine. Because then I can do the same thing, flatten it, take away the back, get underneath the weight, and I can go from here and then do an overhead press. And guess what? If you're a beginner too, this is something you can progressive overload into. Start with the back up and then end with no back. And this is gonna incorporate a lot more of your core, but again, it's gonna work a little more of your rear delts as well too. So, give that one a try. Over behind the neck press stuff, okay? Next on the list, we have your most basic and one of your oldest exercises. I don't know if it's old or not, but either way, everyone's been doing it. Dumbbell lateral raises. Now, I'm gonna give you guys a couple of like tips and cues how to make this very, very, very optimal. And I'm definitely gonna give credit where credit is due. My boy Mike Van Wyck, check him out, Wicked Training, over at his channel on YouTube. But he's got a really good cue, and it's probably like my cue I give when we're like, you know, when I say go in between a door and press your hands on the door and push away. Feel that feeling. That's how you should approach lifting or going into a lateral raise. But for you guys out there, I'm gonna go through it step by step. Most of the time you guys are just trying to lift this thing up. So we get all this like trying to lift with this, or we're trying to lift, most of the time is trying to lift with the hands, right? So we have either crazy bent this and we're kind of doing this thing here, or we have like the lateral raise where everyone's really trying the hardest to lift the weights with their hands. So you get this kind of thing, so we're here. Or then we get just literally just kind of like this and we're just doing like an upright row, right? What we want to do to make sure we can feel this load on our shoulders is do a little thing like a little bit of a rock, like the cue Mike gives, in terms of like rock it a bit, just kind of push it out, push away. Feel that push away, right? You should feel that slight little bit of movement coming from your shoulder. You shouldn't think of like this whole thing coming from the hands, more so it's coming from your shoulder and your elbow. Your hand and your wrist, your forearm, whatever, just an extension of this set point of where we're actually trying to lift. So when you're thinking this, think about pushing away, like rock it a bit. And then we're actually going up, we're gonna go all the way up. Now we don't have to be out to here sideways, but we can be a little bit angled, like 45 degree-ish. But anyway, so here, and then we're gonna go up, right? And we're gonna push away, push away. I don't want my shoulders to come up. I don't want my traps to come up, because that's what happens in top two. We had a lot of trap recruitment to try and get this weighted because it gets hard. We're just doing this in the end. We're like, well, I'm doing a really good job getting my shoulders working. And your traps are taking the entire movement. We just want to kind of rock it out, kind of get yourself up, open up, and push away. Push the weight away from your body. And then while you go up, it's almost like I'm lifting my chest with it, right? I'm leaving my traps down by lifting my chest up. So I'm here. And remember, those 3 inches up, those 3 inches down is what you really want to control. We don't want to jack up and then have it fall and try and catch it on the way down. We want to be able to just go up and control the weight down and up. The fluid motion, and then you're getting just exhausted with this tension here staying on the delts the entire time. Keep your chest up and away, right? Don't try and lift with your hands. A lot of you guys do that. You get this stuff. Your wrists are doing this. And your shoulders get tired, your wrists get tired, and you end up dropping the weight or whatever, right? Do your best to think about lifting from this and this, right? You're lifting from here, not from here. So stop all the weird hand stuff. Oh, I'm so hungry. All right, last but not least, we have chest support, lying dumbbell reverse fly. I'm sure there's an easy way to say that, but you guys know what I'm gonna say. You guys want to talk about when I get in position. The reason why I like this is because a lot of times we have a hard time actually connecting while doing, say, bent over dumbbell reverse flies. So we get a lot of this, a lot of rolled back, too much of this, too much of this, too much of this, this.
What is that?
I've seen 1,000 versions of it. Everyone has a reason why they do their thing, which is fine. But again, if I'm trying to find 3 exercises that anybody can do, intermediate, beginner, advanced, whatever, walk in the gym, they only got X amount of time, 3 exercises, this is what I'm gonna pick because we can actually target the rear delts here. You can do reverse pec deck again, some scaps are always using that as well. And then when you're doing cables, getting a lot of pulling and stuff. For here, we're gonna do the same idea, the same approach you used when we did the lateral raise. So before getting down again, we can straddle the bench. We don't have to be like back like this and like a stiff like a board or like on this thing and like try to do this stuff. We can get over top of it, like be athletic. So from here, I'm almost like hinging back, like get myself here, right? Adjust your feet accordingly. Instead of doing our traditional kind of this thing out here, we're actually gonna rock it out to the side in the front a little bit. So you're going on different angles. So instead of being this way, which you should be, we're gonna go out here. So most of the time for the majority of people, the mobility is a lot much easier here than it is actually here. You guys probably ever done like Y's and T's and W's, whatever it is. Those are good exercises to do to strengthen the shoulder, but we're gonna use that to get the shoulder to activate that much more. So we're relying more on the rear delt. So what we're gonna do is, you're gonna rock away, right? I'm gonna protract. I don't wanna sit like this because then we end up doing this and then we end up doing like a scapula exercise in a row. This is biceps, traps, and scaps. This is nowhere near shoulders, hardly any. So we wanna let it drop. So we wanna be over the bench a slight bit. And then from here, you can see how my hands are just basically like, my core is engaged, number one, floor to core is engaged. Hips are pushed on the bench, and you can see how it's just kind of rocking there. I'm gonna pull it out. That's what I wanna do. I wanna push away and out. You see how my shoulders, my scaps, there's nothing this is happening. None of this is working yet. It will. As we go from here, we're gonna go up. We're gonna push away, up. And we're gonna stop it before it goes all the way back here. We're not trying to do that stuff. I wanna get it up as high as I can and control it down. Almost like catching it down. And open up. And then when it gets harder, you can bring the scaps in to open up a little bit. But for those beginners out there, just do this. Just do this. Push away and out. Away and out. And just doing that with 17.5 pounds, my shoulders are gassed. Sit machine shoulder press, lateral raises, and chest support, reverse lateral raises, and 3 sets of each, 10 to 15 reps, right? Struggling. It should not be easy. None of your sets should be easy. So just do that. These 3 exercises, 3 sets each, 2 hard sets of each, 1 to 2 minute rest in between. Make sure your sets last about 30 to 45 seconds. And there's you, and there's you. And there you have it, a dope shoulder exercise. That's my 3 best and 3 worst shoulder exercises. And that is it for today's video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you guys give it a try, let me know how it goes in the comments below. Anyway, hope you liked the video, guys. If you did, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. You know, I'm a account that tell like it is, transparent, vulnerable truth. And for coaching, johnrashid.com. If you want to know more about my coaching, guys, book yourself a 15 or 30-minute consult. At the end of the consult, I deduct it off any package that you pick. Also, guys, make sure you guys hit the description below for those discount codes and promo codes to help save your life or change life for the better. And add me on Instagram and TikTok. Send me your progress pics, your training pics, and your video clips, and I'll repost it for you because you know how it is. Iron sharpens iron. Progressive overload your life. In the meantime, keep dream chasing. Peace.